Hello friends, a heartiest welcome to you all to InBack Presents ProConnect. ProConnect series is a one-of-a-kind webinar series of InBack where we invite esteemed professionals from the building automation industry, wherein they address various imperative aspects of the industry and provide great insights. We are extremely pleased to announce our guest of honor today. He is Mr. Mandar Pradhan. He is one of the most innovative and recognized senior ICA engineer in Black & Veatch. He has extensive knowledge in real estate and he'll bring in the user's perspective. Also, he is a green belt and lean champion. Mr. Pradhan, we welcome you to our show.
Thank you, Adrija. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mandar. Now to begin our discussion today, let's understand it from Mandar. How does he see the rapid change in the pattern of customers' preference and the choices they make?
Well, thank you for having me on this Industry Bridging ProConnect series. Yes, a lot of things have changed in the last 1.5 years. World over, safety is the key aspect in majority, rather all decisions. People have moved from in-person transactions to the digital equivalent. So to say, contactless is the new normal. Yeah. So when we open up, the trend would continue. Let's take an example of commuting, right? People would rely more on the personal mode of transport than the public mode of transport. Two-wheeler sales, as we see, is already picking up. So is the price of petrol. So last week I was at petrol station. It was 108. So we don't know how much high it would go. But thankfully there are choices and there are alternatives. And people are going for those alternatives primarily for two reasons. The one is the whole life cost. The whole life cost of electric two-wheelers is on par or slightly higher than petrol two-wheelers. And secondly, there's a huge push from the state government and from the central government around. So the entire refueling experience is now changed. You no longer go to a petrol station to refuel. You would go to a parking station and plug. So it's more of a plugging experience than a refueling experience. So we'll see a lot of people buying those two-wheelers which are electric.
That's really interesting. But Mandar, as we often see that the solution brings with it another set of challenges and hurdles. Is there enough infrastructure to face those challenges?
Yes, the EV charging infrastructure needs to be in place. And recently, there was a policy rollout by Maharashtra state government, and it included for public and semi-public charging stations in 7 major cities and 4 of the major highways. So that's a good sign. There's a push from the state government. Also, there's a push from private players. So some of the two-wheeler manufacturers have planned to set up their own EV charging infrastructure, right, at some strategic locations. So that's a welcome step. But then there are players who just provide cables, and this opens up for lots of challenges. So identifying location for installing chargers for these two-wheelers in commercial and residential buildings, availability of power at the location, cabling routes, safety circuits, then security at the charge point, and finally, how would the billing be done?
Right. Wonderful. I'm sure our viewers are going to find this insight very helpful. Now, Mandar, moving ahead, would you please let us know how challenging is the process of integration of EV chargers in a building when majority of the civil is already built?
Really good question. The one-liner response to this is greenfield is a bit easy and brownfield is difficult or complicated. To give an overview of scale, let's have a look at what Maharashtra state EV policy is. It says all institutional and commercial complexes to have 25% of the total parking space to be EV ready by 2023. Right. Then the new and the residential buildings, at least 20% of the parking to be EV ready next year, April 2022. Yeah, and this is an interesting one. The government offices and complexes to be 100% ready by 2025. So all of this would require integration with existing electric infrastructure. And as per recently amended model building bylaws, it means that the building premises will have to have an additional power load equivalent to power required for all charging points to be operated simultaneously with a safety factor of 1.25. Essentially, this could mean new HV lines, transformers, HV and LV panels, meters, chargers for new build, and lot many things, right? So is there a capacity for that? So large commercial buildings can go in for something called as minus metering, where the exclusive connections to the EV is drawn from existing HT connections and energy consumption is measured by a submeter. This would help in the differential pricing as well. So if the timings of charging are not managed, then we could have voltage instabilities, harmonic distortion, power losses, and degradation of reliability indices. Yeah.
Amazing. That was really informative. Now, Mandar, how can standardization make this process of integration easy?
So a lot of international standards like IEC 61851, GB/T 18487, UL 2202, and for India we have IS 17017. The answer lies in how fast EV ecosystem players come together on a neutral platform to form the standards and best practices which are customized for India. So recently, Niti Aayog rolled out a handbook on EV charging infrastructure implementation. That's a really nice step in right direction. So yes, I feel INBAC can also play an important role in providing this neutral platform, so to say. So they can pick any topic like communication with BMS systems, and they could provide that kind of networking to people and also form standards.
Exactly. Innovations that are workable will be seamlessly integrated to the existing system and prove to be beneficial in the long run. Mandar, thank you for making this discussion so interesting. Now there's a question which comes up along with integration, and that revolves around the safety aspect of the building. What threats do electric cars pose to the building?
Yeah, so I'm an ardent fan of safety in design, and one of the underlying principles is if you're able to design out early in design the risks, we can have the highest impacts, right? So you have to assess the safety and the risks for each of the locations. So the risk associated with a petrol pump stations where we are planning to have this EV would be significantly different to a building where we have these EV stations in the basement. So all of this would require different mitigation measures as well. More importantly, we have to appreciate that this would require significant multidisciplinary engineering inputs and engineering efforts. It's not going to be easy as plugging your mobile charger in your charge points.
Of course, of course. So, Mandar, also there's one more interesting thing, and that is sustainability. Sustainability has been a pertinent subject in our building automation industry of late. How does electric car tend to it? How green is this mobility?
Glad that you asked me this question. I feel it's the way you look at it, right? You can have a rooftop solar and you could charge your car from rooftop solar. That's definitely green, right? But yes, you could also have issues with the space onto the rooftop. So there are multiple options. You could also explore those big societies or complexes having water bodies close by, nearby. They could explore for floating solar. That's definitely an option, and green one as well.
Fascinating. Thank you. INBAC has been a staunch advocate of standardization. With standardization, numerous challenges in integration are solved. INBAC is focused on promoting ISO-based open standards, which brings seamless interoperability in buildings. We are here talking about the change in type of vehicle and how building infrastructure has to seamlessly support it. Innovations bring important perspective in buildings apart from comfort and safety. Thank you so much, Mandar. Thank you for enriching us about this most trending aspect of our industry right now. Thank you for your time and the significant awareness you brought in throughout the discussion. So
Thank you very much.
Viewers, here was a sneak peek into the future. Are you all set to take this ride? Stay tuned, subscribe to our channel to watch more such amazing content-rich videos. We'll meet again next week with yet another inspiring story. Bye-bye.